So this is Miguel Murphy, and I'm here with Miss Tracie Witherspoon. Tracie, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience?
Hi, my name is Tracie Witherspoon. I'm majoring in psychology, and I'm a peer mentor here at the North Campus.
Nice. So how long have you been on campus?
3 semesters.
3 semesters. So you're just ending your first year.
Yes.
And can you share with us some memorable experiences that
So-
you may have had?
Some memorable experiences are the ones I'm creating now and every day so forth, and that's working with the advisors hand in hand. That's with orientation. Every day I'm meeting, every 2 days out the week I'm meeting new students for first year, and I'm excited and glad to see them because I'm always giving them advice and new tips.
Nice. So Tracie, if you don't know, in the segment where they do have to break ice
Right?
during orientation, that's always I marvel when you go through that segment because students tend to not want to meet each other. What goes through your mind as you're up on the podium encouraging students to kind of get to know each other?
What goes in my mind is I want to get to their level. Meaning I want to, pretend like I'm in their shoes because I was once was in their shoes not too long ago. Mm-hmm. So I like to speak to them on their level so they can understand the importance of it. Not just because we're going to talk and waste time, but about networking and getting to know new people and just breaking out of that shy shell.
Mm-hmm. What's your most popular tip that you share with new students?
My most popular tip is to plan, prepare, and don't procrastinate. So I always try to mention that when I'm doing the icebreakers to go out and get an agenda. You don't necessarily have to buy an agenda. You can just make one. Sometimes they have old scrap papers or old notebooks that they still have a lot of pages to. All you need is a date, a time period, and the things that you're going to do, and actually do the things that are on that agenda.
Mm-hmm. So in terms of preparation, what do you think worked for you during your first year?
What worked for me was having an agenda because I was able to prepare. So before I started working part-time, I was working full-time, which is something I wouldn't recommend if you're a full-time student because it can get hectic. However, although my schedule was hectic, everything was planned out, so I was able to survive. So you plan out when you're going to study, when you're going to do your classes, and when you're going to work. And also have some free time in there so you can relax and don't stress yourself.
Balance is definitely important. So you attended Miami Carroll City Senior High, and we did actually what we call an early orientation for that group. What would you say to those new Carroll City Chiefs that are now Sharks? What more advice other than the agenda would you share with them that worked for you?
What worked for me? Okay, I want to say first I would like to mention that sometimes people from Carroll City, I don't know why, it can go around or they can talk down at Miami-Dade because it's not a high-end university. What I can say is this college here is here to help. So there's here to have so many resources, there's so many groups you could connect with and different opportunities out there. So the advice is to always push forward and don't, go based off hearsay or what your friends are saying, go out and experience things for yourself because you never know the new things you're going to learn, the new people you're going to meet, and the opportunities that come your way.
So what would you encourage them to do in terms of involvement?
Networking.
Network, definitely.
Join the organization. So I have not had the opportunity to join one, but I am going to join one. It's called IMW, and I'm looking forward to it.
Influential, ambitious, motivated women. And that group's a very powerful group, particularly for women who are looking to, develop their leadership skills and connect with others like themselves. So I have a lot of my students just like yourself that are involved, and not only involved, but involved in leadership roles. So I look forward to actually seeing you, bloom in that group this year. And you're in your second year here. And you did dual enrollment courses.
Right.
So we learned, through our advising that you had done education, coursework. And often when Tracie is actually sharing or presenting to students, you could see the teacher in her. And then I'm like, well, where did that come from? Right? So there must have been some prior preparation that allowed you to, be able to sort of be patient, I would say, right? Because orientation is a lengthy process, right? 4 hours, you have your check-in process, you have information from different areas such as financial aid, single stop, student life, the aquatic and fitness center, the bookstore,
Right.
right? And so it can be a lot of information coming at you. And so I appreciate when you do share, particularly when students are not paying attention, right? The teacher role to say, "Hey, stop. We can see what you're doing out there. Maybe you're on your phone, right? And we can see you." Because it's sort of like public speaking, right?
Right.
Yeah. And you're up there on the podium and you're sharing these tips. And sometimes folks may not be paying attention. So the teacher has to say, "Listen, this is important." And so I appreciate that you take the time out to do that. And I do want to acknowledge that your dual enrollment courses in education may have had a strong role to play in that. So what do you want to, this is a conversation in itself, what do you want to share that, again, students will benefit from as they transition from college to, well, high school? To, I'm already thinking of them transitioning from college to university, as you will, right?
Okay.
Because you're moving in from your first year going into your second year. So other than networking, other than you do need to plan, right? What about studying and the amount of time that one need to put aside to succeed? Because you can't just go in class and expect that.
You're going to get it.
Right.
So I'm going to be 100% and completely honest with that question. So the question is about studying. So my fall semester, which was my first semester, I'm like, these classes are easy. I'm not going, it's probably a couple times I didn't study, but majority of my fall semester, I did not study, honestly speaking. And I regret it because I was taking those, at the end, I passed all my courses. And I had A's, B's, and I had 1 C. And then those B's could have been A's. And that C could have been at least a B or an A. So I am a first year generation. So I'm the first in my family to actually go out to college. So everything I was experiencing that first year, it was from myself. I learned my mistakes, but guess what? I have answers and corrections to those mistakes. So now I study and I plan. Right now, I'm not even taking classes, and I still write in my agenda at least once a week to plan that week out, and I check it. So studying plays a big portion. Don't settle for C's or don't even settle for B's. If you can get an A, aim for it and achieve it.
Nice. So what are you looking forward to in your second year? So the first year is over. You actually did you did the extended first year, which is you took summer classes and you did extremely well in those courses. What are you looking forward to?
And
as you close it off?
I'm looking forward to I'm taking abnormal psychology. I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm most looking forward to the next fall semester because I get to take some education courses. I'm happy that I'm passionate about the major that I chose, which is psychology, because my family plays a big background in that due to mental illnesses. So I really dug deep into that. However, another passion I have is education. I see myself and others see me as a natural born leader. So that's where that instinct comes from. And I love working with children. So that's why I'm heading towards elementary education. So right now it's like kind of a double major.
And you're doing very well. Not many pull that off. And I just want to highlight that because oftentimes, someone comes and they're like, "I want a double major," and then we're like, "Well, we kind of need to focus on that one major so that we can get all of the requirements to help you transition to get into the bachelor's program, of your choice,
right,
or university of your choice." And so students who have tried the double major concept tend to sort of, just spread themselves thin, so to speak. So you've succeeded in the psychology area, and you have a few more electives. Actually, you're ahead of the game, right?
Yes.
And so you have a few more electives where you can actually focus and finish up the education. So you are a perfect example of how you can go about, piecing the two. completing psychology and all of its requirement, and then sort of getting the minimum or the requirements needed to do the education. So that is something worth noting. So what is the Tracie of 2019 May 4th is commencement. I know that you're going to be participating in that. Come May 5th, what is Tracie going to do? What are your plans? Have you thought ahead in terms of, which universities you were interested in attending? Have you applied for scholarships?
Okay, so I'm a queen of practice what you preach. So I preach out to first year students all the time. So of course I'm going to do that myself. I'm going to FIU. I'm in the program called Connect for Success. So that's like an automatic transfer as long as you meet all the requirements with GPA and credits. And I have that down pat. So I'm going to FIU, and I plan on right now. I'm going to get my AA from Miami-Dade in psychology. However, I'm going to FIU, and I'm going to get my bachelor's in elementary education, and then I'm going to continue and get my master's in psychology.
So you have a solid plan, and then hopefully your PhD.
Yes.
I'm not sure if you're aware, we do have a psychology club on campus. I think that is a good group also, in addition to IMW, that you should connect with. And Dr. Arlene Garcia is one of the advisors and highly involved, and she has her doctorate in psychology. So I think she would be a good connection, a good mentor that you can tap into. So Tracie plans to complete in, so you would be completing in your 2 years, right? Because you just got here and you're about to leave and moving on to FIU, Connect for Success, elementary education, get your bachelor's degree, and then pursue your master's in psychology. And then what career do you see yourself? What do you see yourself in a high school elementary? I take that back. Do you see yourself in that setting, sort of, working with the students at that age, or do you see yourself working with teachers who are working with the students? Because you mentioned being a leader.
Okay, so I want to see myself as someone who wears multiple hats. So one thing I admire about you and Miss Melinda is that not only are you senior academic advisors, you're also professors. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to have my bachelor's in education. So I'm going to start off as an elementary teacher. However, while I'm teaching, I plan on continuing my education to get my master's in psychology. So probably move on to a counselor. So that's the plans I have right now. But as I, get there, I might, change routes. But right now, my plan is to first become a teacher, see how that works. In a couple of years, and from there, become a counselor. And then maybe, work with the teachers who work with special ed children and help them out, give them advice on better things, on how to improve in teaching those type of students.
Awesome. So we can go on and on and on and on. And before we actually started the conversation, I mentioned that we could go on and on and on. But all conversations do have to sort of come to a brief end. But I do know we will continue to have these conversations, because we're actually your peer mentor.
Yes.
So this is one of our newly instituted roles, particularly in our department, where your role eventually will be to work hands-on with first-year students beyond orientation. And you're already doing it. There are 6 of you, and that it's really an accomplishment, I must say, to have peer mentors being part of the orientation process, because traditionally you would have your advisors who are sharing a lot of advising, but when you have your peer mentors who are up there sharing, it makes a world of difference. So any last thoughts that you want to leave our viewers with?
The last thing I want to leave, although I said it before, I believe if you hear it twice, then you understand it more, is to plan, prepare, and don't procrastinate. It will make your life very different, and you will exceed even more.
Thank you. So you heard it, right? Plan, prepare, and don't procrastinate. So it's Miguel Murphy. There's an opportunity for you to share your experience as well. And if you have an awesome story and you're on campus and you want us to hear about it, please feel free to reach out to me, mmurphy3 at mdc.edu. Till next time, take care.